5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ready.
Just relax and enjoy the ride.
In crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, 815.
You know, when cell phones were new, it was pretty cool to have one of those awesome, fun, interesting ringtones. But today, if your phone isn't permanently on silent, I'm Greg. He's Tom. This is your In Crowd 815 podcast for the 5th day of October, the year 2024, the latest it has ever been.
In the history of mankind. You know, the thing about cell phones, older people with cell phones, especially with the smartphones, you know, they're doing the little thing and some of them are getting pretty good at it. But invariably, every Sunday morning, and here's what they're doing. They're like, turn your phone off. Just push the side button. Mute it. Oh,
That's
God.
right.
Oh, it drives me nuts. And we even have a thing, and they have it in movie theaters too, where it says, please mute your cell phones. I get it. I've been guilty of it myself. So I've made it a habit to do. Mine is pretty much permanently on silent. It is.
We still need the reminders.
It's just funny. But when they're looking at it, like, I'll just wait for it to time out. And it's one of those 28-second timeouts. And it's always the worst one. Best story I've ever heard. Somebody's, they were at a funeral. And you've heard this. And I don't think it was local, but somebody... funeral for a dearly beloved Bob who died, and someone's cell phone ringtone went off. For he's a jolly good fellow. Oh my goodness gracious,
dude.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let that be a reminder: mute your cell phones.
That's right. We have a great show for you, and the person still snoring next to you. So give them a little elbow and say, wake up. Tom and Greg are making some noise. They're talking. They might have something interesting to say. They're already making people laugh. Come on. So we've got Ski Bronx Water Ski Show team joining us here in just a moment, and also our friends from Mosaic of Rockford and Medicare 411. We've got some big events coming up in just a couple of weeks that we want to make sure you are fully aware of. But first, before we do anything else, our big number of the week in our current race to 10 has Tom and Joanne tied at 2 apiece. Dun, 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 dun. It's like a playoff match. Well, the race into 10, so it's a ways to go. Our big number of the week this week is 1.2 billion, and the answer is pudding or Pepsi. That sounds like a combination for breakfast, doesn't it? Pudding or Pepsi. Put your guess in the chat box here in the comments. Let us know what you think it is. Is it pudding or Pepsi? 1.2 billion. And I challenge you, Google search it or Bing search it, or DuckDuckGo search, whatever you want to search it. See if you can find the story that has 1.2 billion to do with pudding or Pepsi. All right. We'll see if somebody can find it. All right. Are you ready, Tom?
I'm ready.
Can we bring on a guest? We got our friends from the Ski Bronx Water Ski Show team jumping on with us this morning, and I'll have to ask them what their current role is on the Ski Bronx, because the Ski Bronx board of directors and membership changes. Dwayne Beggs and Monica Boneta is with us. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Let's see if we can put a nice screenshot in here that's going to make sense for all of us as guests today. There we go. We'll go with this. How's everything in your world this morning?
It's going awesome.
Monica, where are you? Are you in Rockford?
I'm in Loves Park.
You're in Loves Park. All right.
I'm in Belvedere.
You're in Belvedere. I'm going to be in Belvedere this weekend a couple of times, not just at your place either. I got some stuff going on, which I'll give them a quick shout out real quick today. Tomorrow, our friends at CASA, Boone County CASA, is doing their Cars for CASA event from noon to 3 at the RVC Advanced Technology Center. and I'll be there providing music for them. It used to be the Shopco store. Now it's the RVC place, and they have a wonderfully successful event. They do a car show every year, and the coolest trophies you will ever see in your life. So come on out and partake in that if you're available on tomorrow, Sunday. But you guys have an event coming up. Before we get to that, we'd like to learn about our guests a little bit. So ladies first, Monica, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up and go to school, and maybe a little bit about what you do for work?
Okay. I grew up in Oak Lawn, Illinois. It's a southern suburb of Chicago. And then I moved out to the Belvedere area in 1998 and to Loves Park about 5 years ago. And I am a math teacher in Belvedere.
Awesome. Do you want to shout out your school?
Lincoln Elementary School.
Lincoln Elementary. Shout out to Miss Monica's kids at Lincoln Elementary this morning. Nicely done. All right, Dwayne, about you. Where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to school? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
I grew up pretty much in the Rockford, Belvedere area. Moved here when I was 3 years old. So this is pretty much all I know. I lived in a number of different states when I turned 18 in Minnesota, and South Carolina, North Carolina, Texas, all beautiful states. But ended up coming back here around 1995-ish, where I met my wife, and that's where I've been staying ever since. Went to high school at Christian Life High School, graduated in 1984. I am currently the treasurer of the Ski Bronx, and been on the Ski Bronx since like 2012. Awesome.
So for the last 12 years, you've been out there skiing and rolling ropes and driving boats and...
Yep, 58 years old and still skiing. So all you people that have grown children, and come on out, man. Still got time.
Skiers are still highly needed.
Oh yeah.
Highly needed. So come on out and ski if you got it in you.
Yep.
Absolutely. So the Ski Bronx Water Ski Show team's been around for 50 plus years now, right? 50 something years.
Founded in 1967.
Founded in 67.
Yeah, so that's when we incorporated. So, but we've been around for a lot longer than that. A lot longer than that. So, but founded in 1967, been going strong ever since.
Does either one of you want to dare to tell the story of how the Ski Bronx got their name?
Yeah. I don't know if I remember it correctly.
I only know kind of rumors of the story, and I don't know that I can tell it properly.
I don't know if I can tell it properly, but I think we were let's see if I can remember it. I think we were called the Broncos at one time. Greg, you probably know it. Do you know it?
Well, the story as I remember it is sometime in the early 60s, there was a bunch of guys water skiing on the Rock River, and some people were not very happy with them skiing. I don't know if it was fishermen or whoever it was that was not really thrilled with them, and they started calling them something related to donkeys.
Oh, I haven't heard that story.
and so the donkey reference turned into Broncos, and eventually they incorporated that to say, we're going to be the Ski Bronx.
Yeah.
But for years and years and years, been putting on shows down at Shorewood Park, and this last year, the improvements that have been made at the park have been nothing short of spectacular. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, we received an $800,000 grant from the state of Illinois to rebuild our park, practically our whole stage. So it used to be all sand with a railroad tie retaining wall, but now it's all cement. Brand new stage, rebuilt our main dock, put in a stationary dock this year, which is it's just an awesome dock. And we got so much support from our community to help build that, because it was over $50,000 to actually build it and put it in. But the community came together and helped us do it. So we've been blessed greatly by our community. So thank you for everybody that contributed. I would start calling out names, but I would probably miss one, and so I won't do that.
Special.
But it's been a crazy season because we're supposed to host regionals and nationals this year. For everybody that doesn't know about the Ski Bronx, we're a water ski show team down at Sherwood Park. We are a competitive team, and so we travel around competing against other show teams around the Midwest and the state. So, or in the country. So regionals is just a central region, which comprises about 6 or 7 teams, and then nationals is the best teams throughout the entire United States, and then we travel around. But we're supposed to host nationals and regionals this year, and we're supposed to debut a brand new site, but Mother Nature didn't agree with us this year, so we got flooded out for both the regionals and nationals. But we're hoping to spin it back up. We don't host any tournaments next year, but unless we get gifted one. But in 2026, we should be able to host a tournament. And we put our bid in for the Worlds tournament, which is a water ski tournament all around the world. This year, the USA water ski team is going to be going to Australia. And
wow,
on top of that, we have 2 members that qualified for individual events that will be going out to Australia as well. So they are currently fundraising. So if you want to donate, I will throw a link out on our webpage so that you can donate to it on our Facebook page, Ski Bronx, our Ski Bronx Facebook page.
That one of the strap doubles couples qualify for the team?
Yeah, Dalton Myers and Lily Roman.
Dalton and Lily are just absolutely amazing. They're so good.
Yes, 100%.
That's awesome.
They got 4th place in nationals, which is an incredible feat because they're competing against people all over the country, and so they got 4th place. This is only, I think, their 2nd year. Is that right, Monica? Competing.
Yes.
First year they competed the first time last year. They've just been off the charts. So we're really excited for them.
Nice, good deal. Well, it seems like just about every other year, Ski Bronx hosts some big tournament at Sherwood. So, like you said, hopefully the team will be gifted one next year since both of these got flooded out for 2024. But we'll see how that goes. Having missed so many shows this year, obviously that really hurts your bottom line and the budget of your not-for-profit, the Ski Bronx Water Ski Show team. So is that kind of why this whole trunk or treat thing came up? Is this a fundraising thing, or is this a gift to the community? Why don't you tell us a little bit about this, Monica?
I just thought it would be a nice thing to do for the community. I love Halloween and I love trick or treating, and I just thought it'd be a nice way to give back to our community that supports us, is to invite the community in for a trunk or treat.
We seem to have quite a few of trunk or treat events around the state line. It's become a very fun, popular, safe way to do trick or treating, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. I think then parents can be right there with their kids, and I know churches do it and schools do it. And so I thought people already support us, so they know who we are, so they would feel safe bringing their children home.
True. So date and place and time, I think I've got this on the Facebook page, but you probably have it in front of you too. What details can you share?
October 20th, from 2 to 4 p.m. at Sherwood Park, where we do our shows.
There we go. So you already know where it is because you come out to Ski Bronx shows 2, 3, 4 times every summer. So come on out, bring the kids, and Sunday, October 20th, so 2 weeks from tomorrow, a couple hours in the afternoon for some trunk or treating out at Sherwood Park. And this is when people think of trunk or treat, I think they, from what we've experienced in the past anyway, A lot of people will decorate up a trunk. Maybe they'll put some stuff up around their vehicle as a decorations and such. And of course, hand out candy, maybe play some games. You're not going to be water skiing on October 20th unless maybe the weather. You never know, right? You could have a windy and sun pop up on us.
Right. Never know. We're done by then. If we have a warm day, some of the Ski Bronx will volunteer to get out there and put on a little mini show.
That'd be pretty awesome if that's where if that weekend happened to fall on the time that we have one of those little Indian summer pop-ups on us in October, like we always seem to do. But yeah, for those who are wondering where Shorewood Park is, if you've never been there before, here's the old map of the area. Evelyn Avenue is what it's typically known as far as the road goes. And Pearl Avenue is right off of North 2nd Street, which gets you back to Shorewood Park. Awesome. Anything else you guys want to plug about Ski Bronx or events you got coming up? Plans for 2025? Do we dare reveal anything about maybe next year's show theme or anything like that? The floor is yours. Fill in the blanks. What do you want to talk about?
So the show is still in progress, so I don't really have any news there. But I will say this: as as we previously stated, we lost revenue from regionals and not having regionals and nationals. Nationals is a big hit because that was a big moneymaker because we have 14 teams that come in here and thousands of people that come through Shorewood Park for that time. So if you are willing, you can go out to skibronx.com, go to support us and give us a donation. We could definitely need the funds to fill in the gap. It's probably about a $20,000 to $25,000 deficit between missed donations during the show and the regionals and nationals event. So if you would be so kind, please go out to our Ski Bronx website and skibronx.com and click on donate, and that will bring us to our Zeppi page to donate. Now, Zeppi is an interesting concept. It's a donation site for nonprofits. 100% of the proceeds go back to the Ski Bronx, and all they ask is a donation to support their platform. It's a 100% volunteer. You do not have to donate to the platform, but if you would be so kind and do that to help that platform grow, we would appreciate it. So that little video down there, if you want, you can play that if you want. That's my daughter Chelsea put that together.
I'll let this roll in the background and just let people know as well that thanks to a gift from our friends at Title Underwriters Agency here in Rockford, Ski Bronx is participating in our October 17th Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest at Hilton Garden Inn in Rockford. And if you want to buy tickets in support of the Ski Bronx, get a hold of Dwayne and we'll work that out so that you can buy tickets and support the Ski Bronx through them. That would be wonderful to see a bunch of folks at the Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest in support of the Ski Bronx and cheering them on as they compete for a $1,000 grand prize.
Yeah. And if you want to reach out to me, have any questions about that, you want tickets, go to our Ski Bronx site, go to contact us, and send me an email. That will go directly to me.
Nice. Good deal.
So what else is going on? We're in an off season right now. This is the time that we prepare for next year. We have our show director is actively putting together our next year's show. And we are membership driven. So if you're interested in doing what we do, you can do one of two things. One is you can just become a member. So you go to our website and click on membership. You'll find directions on how to send in your application. Or if you want to learn what we do, we have 3 Learn to Skis each year. So Learn to Ski is when we teach you how to ski. We're extremely successful and well trained on teaching people how to ski. So we have about a 95% success rate. So if you want to learn how to ski next year, go ahead and visit our website. They are not built yet. We don't have our dates, but just keep that in mind. And you can shoot me an email if you're interested by going to our website, and I will pencil you in and reach out to you if you're interested in the learn to ski. And those dates will become available when we figure out what we're going to be doing next year.
Awesome.
We ski every Wednesday and Friday down at Sherwood Park. And come out and see us, man. We love it.
Next show, May 23rd.
Yep, it's free to the community. We ask for a donation during intermission, but it's 100% volunteer donation. If you don't want to donate, it's no problem. We just love having you out there. We love performing.
I'd like to point out with this picture, Monica and Dwayne, the fact that, you see the skiers. Everyone focuses on the skiers because that's what the show is all about. There's the skiers. There's Dwayne down there on the base and all these awesome people up here pulling off this amazing quad prefab, amazing trick here that they do. Look behind the skiers. You got the folks that help getting it set up back there. Behind that banner, there's there's other volunteers doing things. There's a safety boat back there and all this stuff going on. And then if you could take this photo and look way over to the left, there's a bunch of more equipment getting staged for the next act. There's a concession stand that's staffed with volunteers, and there's a lot of different things to do besides skiing with the Ski Bronx that you can plug into. So even if you can't ski like me, you could still do other things.
You're close, Greg.
That was close. I tried this year for the first time. Did I tell you about this, Tom? I did, didn't I?
I think you might have. Yeah.
It was not good. But
you did good. You're fine.
I've been water skiing one time in my life. The very first time I ever went water skiing, I got up on them for about 10 or 12 seconds, and then I fell, and then I couldn't get up after that. And that's the only time I ever went out. So I'm 1 for 1. And I retired that day from water skiing. I went out as a champion.
I want to encourage everyone to try because it's totally worth the effort to try.
Oh my God, it's a lot of fun.
If you click on the donate button here on the top left of the website, you'll see all this information about making a tax-deductible donation and helping out. Of course, last year's theme was the circus. Next year's theme will be something else. You can put an ad in their program, and all that information is all right here on skibronx.com. And I'm going to copy that right now and put it in the chat so it's really easy to get to for you. All right. So, and as you can see there, next show, May 23rd, 2025 at 7 p.m. at Sherwood Park. So put that on the calendar right now. And I always tell people, you need to go to see the Ski Bronx at least 3 times a season. You want to see them early on to see what they're trying to do. You want to see them mid-season when they're actually doing what they want to do. And you need to see them near the end of the season when they're really good at doing what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Because it's a pretty awesome thing to see.
Yeah, so the best times toward the end of the season, right before our national tournament, which is
right before nationals,
second weekend in August normally. That's where we got everything fine-tuned. And then after that, we're just having a lot of fun. And so you come up, even after the national tournament, we're out there doing all kinds of crazy stuff, learning new tricks. Everything is so relaxed because the tournament season's over. It's a lot of fun.
Yep. I've got Linda waiting in the wings to jump on with us from Mosaic this morning, and we're going to bring Linda on for a little transition trivia with Tom. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning.
Are you in your home office this morning?
I am with a cat just below my knee, waiting to join at any moment.
Awesome. All right. I can't do trivia without Tom, and Tom just disappeared. That could be bad.
Does that mean I just get the point?
We all get the points. We all win points. Oh my goodness. All right. You guys stand by for just a minute. Let's give Tom a chance to reconnect, and I'll just play this while hopefully he reconnects. Stand by.
In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. 815.
All You back, Tom? Oh, he's not back yet. We have to get him to log back in here. So our Ski Bronx Water Ski Show team, again, one of 10 not-for-profits that are being represented at the Masked Karaoke Trivia Contest on October 17th. Surprisingly enough, Linda, and I know I hyped this up a lot. Surprisingly enough, there are still tickets available for the audience to join in and be a part of what's going to feel like a live studio audience for a reality TV game show. This is going to be something that I think is going to be unique in the entertainment space, let alone the not-for-profit competition space, hopefully for years to come. And thanks in large part to you over there at Mosaic, and of course Tracey at Medicare 411. I'm hoping she can still join us yet this morning as well if she's got a chance to join us. But because of you two ladies and your generosity of being able to share this event with the community, I'm really, really thankful to know you, and I'm proud of you for doing this, because this could have been just a Mosaic only event. That was kind of where we were going with this in the first place. And when the idea was pitched to do this with a multi-layered thing, you were like, absolutely, let's get more people in this room and let's share the wealth. So I don't have the Mosaic song list yet, or team list. Are you playing and singing, Linda?
Only if we get really desperate. So we're building a team right now. We have eyes on a really good singer, so we're buttering her up and hoping that she also joins us. But we're really excited just for the opportunity to get out and have a night out, because working in a nonprofit, guess what? You need a night out. You need to enjoy some life after all the hard work you do all day. And so we're excited to do this and to do it with the other nonprofits. We span the community just like Need does. And so I'm excited that not only Mosaic, but Rock House Kids, Ski Bronx, just every facet of what happens in this community is going to be represented. And if there's money, it's great. And there's for sure going to be fun.
Yeah. Absolutely. Getting a chance to network and connect with all these great local not-for-profits and these businesses that support them. It's going to be a real special evening. We got some surprises up our sleeves, and we're hoping that if you don't have your tickets yet, make sure to reach out to these not-for-profits or myself and get a hold of tickets. At last check, Iverson Painting, which has a team for Rock House Kids, they have some audience tickets still available. Security Pro Intel, who is supporting Shelter Care Ministries, they got some tickets still available. And what was the other one that had tickets available? I'm missing one right now that's out off the top of my head, but Noah's Ark Animal Shelter is going to be represented. SOS, Just Shatter Our Silence. Also Gigi's Playhouse and the Rockford Rescue Mission, Rock River Valley Blood Center, and Marshmallow's Hope are all being represented this year, along with the Ski Bronx and Mosaic. So come on out, get your tickets now, get them before, because there's no guarantee we're going to have any available at the door. So
that is an all-star lineup.
It's an all-star lineup of awesome local not-for-profits. So
yeah.
let's do this. Some transition trivia with our man Tom. What do you got for us?
I'm back. I was rescuing kittens from a burning building, so I'm back.
You're a superhero without the cape.
That's right. Super guy.
Packers hoodie. That's all he needs.
There you go. Super G. Anyway, Yo G. That should be Yo G trivia. There you go.
Yo G.
All right. Are we ready for some trivia, folks? Are we ready?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Now, as I always say, I design these questions so that you don't walk away going, "Oh God, am I really that bad?" They're not. Some of them are 50, some of them are just see. All right, here we go. And you can work as a team or you can work individually. I don't care. However you want to do it. But Gregors, if you know the answer right off the bat, reserve yourself, okay? Hold off and let everybody else guess. All right, so here we go. Alaska is the largest state in the country, followed by Texas. What is the third largest state? We're obviously talking about square miles. Is it California or Montana? So once again, Alaska and Texas, 1 and 2. Which is the? You don't have to raise your hand, Lynn. You could just go ahead and guess.
California.
California. Does everybody agree with California?
Yeah.
I was
All right.
thinking California right even before you gave the choices. So yeah, I would think it's California.
All right. So California has 163,000 square miles, or maybe it's square. No, yeah, it's square miles. And then Montana has 147. So yes,
California.
teams 1 point. See, I told you these are. It's not that difficult. All right, here we go. Which world leader said the following? Russia is a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma. Who said it? Which world leader? And I will give you a hint. He said it in 1939. That narrows it down. Once again, raise your hand if you were born at that point. And none of us raised our hand. Who said Russia is a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma in 1939? Which world leader?
Is it Hitler?
Hitler.
Any other guesses?
Roosevelt.
What was
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt. Roosevelt. I got a fly buzzing around me.
I noticed that. Yeah.
It happens every time I get on a webcam.
I figured either it was a fly or you need to quit the coffee.
I mean, it's like flying right into my eyes.
You know, I go to a certain restaurant, and it doesn't matter because all restaurants have flies. And there's this doggone fly that greets me every time I go there. I swear to you, I'm bringing a fly swatter the next time. No, it is.
I'm going to go with Churchill.
Oh, what'd you say?
Churchill.
Yes, it is Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill. He was kind of fairly eloquent in his speech.
He was. He made a thing. Okay, remember we had Prohibition back from 33 to whatever it was. Winston Churchill visited the United States, and he said, I will not come unless there's a stipulation that I can drink. And they made a stipulation during Prohibition that he could drink. Anyway, here we go.
That was just a bad idea all the way around.
Yeah. What, Prohibition?
Yeah, it wasn't.
It's kind of dumb. I mean, I'm not a real drinker. I don't care. If drinking was no longer around, it wouldn't bother me a bit. But I think it's a bad idea. You're right, because of what it created. But anyway, okay. Roman numerals. What does the letter D as in dog, represent? What number does the letter D as in dog, represent?
Oh my goodness.
500?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's participating. This is good. Nice job. All right. Speaking of dogs, what type of dog is on the can of a Red Dog beer can? What type of dog is on Red Dog's label, basically?
Bulldog.
Ooh.
Oh, but I think we give it to Dwayne. I saw an arm raised.
I was gonna say Irish Setter, but
Okay, well, Bulldog is correct.
Bulldog.
You guys are knocking it out of the park. This is
Yeah.
good.
I was
This
a
is
college bartender during the heyday of Red Dog.
Really? All right. I love that big old bulldog with the arms.
Hey, we got a cat participating. Hello, cat.
Was that a cat?
The,
Oh, that
the,
is
the pause,
awesome.
the pause segment doesn't start yet, so
I thought the plaster was coming down from your ceiling.
No, the best position for my laptop is
I think the cat was
tree.
inviting Joanne. Joanne, do you want to jump in this last part of trivia? Are you ready? Let's see if we can get all 6 of us on the screen. There she is. Joanne's over at pause this morning.
Poor Joanne. We're going to have a couple of extra questions for Joanne. All right. 70th anniversary. What is the 70th anniversary? Is it platinum or titanium?
70th anniversary.
Platinum or titanium?
for a point, I'm going to go titanium. It's only
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah, I'm going titanium too. I think because
Why not?
is the 50th golden anniversary? If 50th is golden, 60th will be platinum, right? And 70th will be titanium. That's what I'm thinking.
Does everybody agree with that?
Does that sound logical to you?
Wah, 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 wah.
Well, it was a
Platinum.
50-50 chance.
Yeah, Titanium is when you turn 70 and you go to the dentist, you get titanium screws in your teeth or something. I don't know.
Boo.
Titanium dentures. All right. This would be the final question, and this will probably be the easiest one of all. What character did Vern Troyer play in the Austin Powers franchise?
Greg knows.
Maybe. Joanne, you haven't had a chance. You get
Was
first
he
crack
paid
at
$1
this.
million?
Once
Gotta
again,
be
what
Mini-Me.
character did Vern Troyer play in the Austin Powers franchise? It is Mini-Me.
Mini-me.
Nicely done, panel. Nicely done.
My husband is in the background, killing it, feeding me some
really?
answers,
All right. All right.
along with that cat.
Ask Mark, Mini-me, evil or misunderstood? What is Mark's opinion of Mini-me? Was he
Evil all the way.
evil or misunderstood? Really? Oh, okay. That might be worth a discussion someday, but not today. All right.
The whole Austin Powers thing came out when my kids were, I don't know, early teens. So no, never
Wow.
watched an Austin Powers film. That's
Me neither.
no.
Me
I
I've seen
couldn't.
plenty of clips, but I haven't watched the actual movies.
And I got a great story to tell you. This will take 30 seconds. One of my best friends in the world. He lived around the corner from me. His son, my son, best friends, best mans at each other's weddings and all that. Known him for 25 years. He came over and he said, and this is the very early part of me knowing him. I'd only known him for 3 months, 4 months. We'd gotten together a couple times, maybe had breakfast or whatever. He says, hey, I don't know how to approach this, but Andy, his son, came home and said that you guys were watching Austin Powers? And I said, dude, no. And if we did, it would have been on TNT or something. Yeah, we don't have any movie channels, so I guarantee you it wasn't that bad. But if they did, I will make sure I put a stop to it. And it's like, oh, wow, being called out by my buddy down the street, But as it turns out, it was a little bit overhyped, maybe, like, we were watching Austin Powers. What an awesome movie. But we weren't really watching it. They might have watched it on a TV in the back bedroom or something like that. But it was on TNT, so they cleaned it up, whatever that means.
The quote unquote family friendly version. So
Yeah, the family-friendly version. It was 27 minutes long because they cut
Speaking
out
of,
an hour and 10.
of family friendly, we're just 2 weeks from tomorrow. One more time, Monica, tell us all about this trunk or treat with the Ski Bronx.
We are having a trunk or treat on Sunday, October 20th from 2 to 4 p.m. Everyone is welcome to come, and so we'd love to see all the kids in their costumes.
I'm going to come as a really big 12-year-old. That's my costume. I'm a really big 12-year-old. Load me up. Come on.
I just want the Twix and the Kit Kats. That's all I'm after. So
Yeah, you do like Kit Kats, don't you?
I do like me some Kit Kats. All right, Dwayne,
Yeah.
Monica, help your October 20th event is a huge success. Hopefully the weather is at least as nice as it is today, if not better.
Yeah.
And we'll look forward to seeing you out there. All right.
Great, thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
great
There
day.
goes
Great job on trivia.
Dwayne and Monica from the Ski Bronx Water Ski Show team. And let's shift to all things Mosaic. Good morning, Linda.
Hello again.
Hello again. For the uninitiated, let's tell everybody about what Mosaic is.
We are a national program, but we have a really large local presence. We serve adults with intellectual disabilities in a residential program here in Rockford. We also provide community support and nursing services to those folks, as well as Mosaic at Home, which is one of the largest programs in Illinois for something similar to adult foster care for people with disabilities.
The thought and the idea of adult foster care probably scares some people. There's probably I would think that some people are like, what? That doesn't sound fun. And maybe for some people it's not, but for some people it's exactly what they're looking for in their later years.
That's exactly right. A number of our folks that live in those settings thrive and have lived there for many years. They become part of a family. And for many people with intellectual disabilities, they've never had that traditional family living whether it's that they don't have family or that they were institutionalized when they were younger. But group homes do a lot of great things, but they serve 8 people at a time. And in a host home, you've got your own bedroom and you've got your own family. And that is something we all want. Everybody wants a family life, and that really helps ensure that. They're also great settings for people with higher medical needs because they get a lot of one-to-one care.
You know, I can actually speak directly to this. My oldest sister, she's a few years older than me. I am her legal guardian because she was born mentally challenged, and she lived at home till she was about 10 or 12. So didn't know her that well as a kid growing up. But switching a little bit, I have a friend whose sister does this. She's a foster parent for an adult, and it's a blessing on both sides because the foster child, adult, whatever, gets the love they need, but they also provide love and friendship and companionship for the foster parents. And it really can be a win-win. And obviously you got to get it right. You got to work together like, like husband and wife, like employee and employer. But usually it works out well as long as you put your heart into it. So it's a really, really neat thing to do. I would strongly encourage anybody to do it if you've got the means, if you can do it, and if you've got the temperament for it, and then it can be a really good thing.
In our settings, a number of people worked for Mosaic in our group homes and ended up being licensed through us because it is a licensing agreement, and they're an independent contractor that is paid for the service they provide. But they took home some of their favorite people and have become family. My husband and I have a daughter with disabilities. And if she stays with us forever, she's going to always be that little kid. And so she has thrived beyond what I could have thought in a host home setting, and has, pets and grandkids that she gets to babysit and play with, and all the things that wouldn't happen necessarily at our house. So I've really watched her bloom over the years, and I've seen it for all the people. Right now we have about 20 people in that program, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
And like, it's not a one size fits all thing. I'm tempted to ask you what is the typical thing that Mosaic sees, but I know it's really hard to say what that is because every case is so individual. Can you somewhat generalize what the Mosaic experience might be for, I guess, the majority of who you serve and how you serve?
Sure. Well, we're a really large organization, so we have data. And on our Mosaic at Home program, there are thousands of people across the country supported. In some states, adult foster care is the only option available. There are not group homes. And what we see for people are better health outcomes. Because when you live in a home, you notice if someone's not feeling or acting like themselves. And so we see a great deal, and it's consistent. In a group home, there are 3 shifts of staff. And so you have a multitude of people coming through your home on any given day. And that's tough for anyone. And it also sometimes is a difficult thing to notice those smaller nuances when someone's not feeling well or acting differently. But just in general, community living, whether it's in a group home or a Mosaic at Home foster home, is amazing because these folks have very often, like I said, had really limited social experiences because they were in institutions or special schools or something like that. With Mosaic, they live in a home, whether it's a Mosaic home or a host home. And so they access the community. We have church partners and community hubs for social activities. Some of our folks have jobs. Some people choose not to. So it's just like general population living. It's a really big variety of people. And I always say we serve 75 people. We're 75 flavors of people here at Mosaic. It really, so matching people is a process. We've had great success with retired folks who needed additional income becoming providers. We have nurses who have chosen to leave the nursing field, perhaps due to COVID and everything that happened then. But they're providing some really specialized care in these host homes, and it's amazing to see them enjoy kind of a new career path and for our folks to benefit from their expertise.
I imagine you have some clients who are placed into a group home setting, and they're like, this is not for me. This is not my personality. I need a smaller family. I need a smaller, less activity in my life, not more. And then vice versa. I bet there are those placed within families, and they're like, this is kind of boring. I need more activity. It all depends on the personality of the person that's being served.
That you're absolutely correct, and we do that. And people do move throughout the system. If something's not a right fit or a right location, not any one of us lives probably in the home we grew up in, and so our folks move within our arena, whether it's into apartments or host homes or group homes and back and forth. The biggest thing is people don't enjoy having a roommate as an adult, and I get that. And it is very difficult in a home of 8 people to think that people would all have their own bedroom.
Yeah. So it all depends on the person, all depends on the situation. And thankfully, you have a large enough organization here in Rockford that you do have some different options for people.
Absolutely. We have recently licensed 4 new host home providers, which is huge when I talk about that we serve 20 people. And so having that growth and that opportunity, Illinois has huge waiting lists for services for the folks that we serve. And however it is that we grow, even one house at a time, so beneficial to people that need it.
I'm going to plug in the link to your website here real quick in the chat so people can find the website very, very easily, mosaicinfo.org. There's a lot of different ways to get involved. There's there is even ways to volunteer. If you don't necessarily want to get a professional license and do something, you can help out in a lot of other different ways. 1913, you guys started, been around a long time. So you guys, and this is a nationwide organization, right? This is not just Rockford.
It is. It is a nationwide organization. We serve over 6,000 people throughout the entire country. And depending on the state people are in, from the point of birth and diagnosis, there are children's programs. In Rockford, we serve people through the end of life. So we partner with hospice whenever possible so people don't end up passing away in a nursing home. In other states, we provide senior services exclusively. A really, really broad array of what happens at Mosaic in the U.S.
Nice, good deal. Well, for anyone who might have attended Mosaic's Partners and Possibilities lunch earlier this year, we're going to be in that same room again for the in-crowd 815 Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest on October 17th. That evening, it's at the same exact room that you were in for that big luncheon, which was packed out. It was a wonderful event for lunch. That was back in April, right? I think it was in April.
It was, and we filled it to the brim, and I'm hoping we do that with trivia night as well. Hilton's been a wonderful partner, not just to Mosaic, but to other organizations, and really works with us so that it is cost-friendly to be able to do events there.
That's awesome. And we have a big shout out to V and his staff over there at Hilton Garden Inn. And of course, as I mentioned, Medicare 411 is a major sponsor of this event. And of course, a major sponsor of Mosaic as well. And Tracey over there at Medicare 411, at last check, has tickets for this event as well to be in the audience and be a part of what's going to feel like a studio audience at a reality TV game show, watching this whole thing take place. I think I might have mentioned this last week, but I'm going to mention it again this week, just because I've been asked by more than one person if the audience is going to be playing and singing and doing anything competing wise. And the short answer is no, but the secret answer is some of our 10 teams, when they show up on October 17th, we already know some of them will not have a full complement of 8 players. So we are going to be randomly drawing audience member tickets to fill the seats of any of our 10 teams that do not have a full complement of 8 players. So the true answer is maybe you might, as an audience member, get the opportunity to participate and maybe even sing in this contest. Now, each team that's participating it will be working together as a team to answer all their trivia contest questions and try to get the biggest score that they can. But not every member of the team has to sing. In fact, only one person has to sing when it comes time to karaoke battle. But if you're singing as a group, you're going to be welcome to do that as well. But they have to be one of the 8 people in the team that's participating. No one from the audience is going to be brought in to sing that's not actually already on a team at one of the competition tables. So I hope that clears some things up. And the other question I've been getting, Linda, about the event is when it comes to the masked portion of this event. The last person to ask me said, is wearing a mask a requirement of this competition? And I said, no. The masked portion of this contest is completely optional. If you want to wear a mask when you perform, that's up to you. What will be masked is each team will be, each team when they're playing, we won't know what not-for-profit they're playing for until the team's either been eliminated or they win. So the unmasking is when a team is either eliminated or they win the competition, when we unmask the not-for-profit that team has been playing for. So there's the masked portion that's happening on October 17th at Hilton Garden Inn. So,
is that to eliminate bias? Like, well, I really want that charity to win because is that why we're doing it that way?
A little bit of that, a little bit of mystery, and a little bit of my need to play off of one of my favorite TV shows right now, The Masked Singer. So I wanted to put that out there.
I've never seen it. I apologize. I might have to go watch it.
It's a fun show. It's a big entertaining thing, and we do have celebrities involved in our contest as well. Will any of them be wearing masks? I don't know. They might, but they're not going to be required to. I want to thank our 4 celebrity judges who've agreed to donate an evening of their life to come and be a part of this in support of our Rockford area not-for-profits. My friend Chelsea from the B103 Morning Show is going to be one of the judges. Also, your favorite former TV anchor who's now working for Go Rockford and Made in Rockford, Whitney Martin, is one of our judges. My buddy Riley O'Neill from the morning show on 1440 WROK, from the Riley and Joe Morning Show. And our judge captain is actually a lead singer of one of Rockford's best bands, multi-Rammy award-winning band Blue Steel. My buddy Blake Krogel is going to be our chief captain judge for the evening. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun, and you're going to get a chance to meet a lot of great people. So if you don't have your tickets yet, I encourage you to get them this week, because we don't know if there will be any at the door. There's no guarantees that there will be any at the door. And once we sell out, surprise, surprise, Linda, there is a fire code in this room.
That is the bane of my existence in group homes.
we can't risk not being able to escape the building in case of fire. That's the fire code rule. So we're looking forward to maxing out that fire code with the caveat that we do have 10 tables in there, and then audience theater seating for the rest of the folks that are participating. So it's not, the good news is we don't have to have tables for everyone in attendance. We do have like theater style seating for those that are in the audience, but we do have 10 tables to fill. And we also have Tracey from Medicare 411 sponsoring a super huge charcuterie table from Boxwood Events, which I'm really looking forward to. If you have not met Amy yet, she owns the Allura Interior store downtown Rockford, which is, Allura is just a great, beautiful. She just redecorated it for fall. She does the seasons. She does all the special stuff. And she's opened a charcuterie business as well, besides having her storefront downtown, and it's called Boxwood Events. They're going to put on something awesome for those in attendance that night too. So come on out and get those tickets. Medicare 411 should still have some. If they don't, they'll get more. We just need to know who wants tickets. This will be a great date night, double date night, group date night. It's like going to a comedy show, right? Should be a whole lot of fun. All right, Linda, anything else you want to add before we let you go and experience your weekend?
No, we're just super excited to get the ball rolling and grab everybody that wants to come out for that night to support the charities of our community. Really looking forward to hanging out with everybody and having a fun night.
Awesome. Me too. All right. Well, hey, we will see you on October 17th, and have yourself a wonderful rest of your weekend, Linda.
Bye-bye.
There goes Linda from Mosaic in Rockford, and October 17th, again, at the Hilton Garden Inn in Rockford for the Mashed Karaoke Trivia Contest. All things Pause now, Joanne. Anything fun and exciting and interesting going on over at Pause today?
We do have a fundraiser coming up. I was just looking it up on my under Pause Facebook page. Pig Minds.
Oh yeah.
I was just there on Thursday.
The Halloween fundraiser.
Sunday, October 20th, starting at noon. I don't know.
Here's the photo.
12 to 5.
There you go. Doggy costume contest, raffle prizes. Okay, so if you're a family that has kids and pets, you're gonna want to take the kids down to Shorewood Park and do some trunk or treating on the 20th with the ski broncs, and then go back home and grab their pets and head over to Pig Minds for the Halloween fundraiser.
Halloween fundraiser.
You could get
Halloween. I love it.
Halloween doggy costume contest, raffle prizes, donations, live music, and lawn games all out there at Pig Minds on the 20th. Awesome. All right. And how's the activity at Pause HQ today?
It's quiet today. Today's a quiet day. No puppies coming in. People cleaning cages. Typical Saturday morning quiet.
And if somebody wants to plug in to Pause and do some volunteering, what's the major need right now for Pause volunteers? Do you have an idea of where volunteers are needed most right now?
Well, I think always for the shifts. There's always a need in the shifts because people vacation, whatever, and fostering mostly for dogs, which is, I don't know, I do it on a regular basis, so I'm not really, it's part of my life, I guess, an extra dog too. But I mean, to a lot of people it seems like a lot, but to me, knowing your dog is in a safe place, a dog that might not have the right training, and you can bring it to a place where it's now able to be a good household pet. I mean, there's a blessing to that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I got a dog that was so scared that he would not go to anyone, and now he's like super friendly. I don't know. They call it the Joanne magic. I don't know. But I mean, it's just love, giving a dog love. Sometimes
you're the puppy whisperer.
Yeah. I don't know. But there's volunteers to help pets save lives.
Well, pausehs.org has all the info on what's going on at the Pause Humane Society of Rockford. And if your volunteering consists of coming in once a week to help clean cages and such, great. If it involves going so far as to fostering a dog for weeks or maybe months, who knows how long it'll take.
Well, the last dog I had for 5 months. I mean, it is a commitment. I mean, it isn't like they come in and in a weekend they're gone.
Right.
It's a commitment. It depends on, and adoptions are kind of down. So they don't, it's not a revolving door by any means.
Okay.
It's a revolving door, but it moves slowly.
Right. Right. It's the need's always there. And yeah, so if there's any way in shape or form that you can help out, it would be greatly appreciated. pausehs.org, 815-299-PAUSE.
And I think I'm not even gonna we only had one cat adopted so far in October, but it's only October 6th.
That's right.
So
Month just started. Just got underway. All right. I think as far as wrapping up our show today, a few quick shout outs that I do want to mention. I want to say congratulations to Sarah and Garrett. They got married last weekend at the Happily Ever After Wedding Barn in Pecatonica. My first time being out there last weekend. If you're looking for a no frills wedding barn, and by no frills, I just mean it's very basic and it's clean and it's there's not a lot of extras. You bring your own, you decorate how you wish. I was impressed with how just clean and neat the place was. Lots of open space. So yeah, check out Happily Ever After Wedding Barn in Pecatonica. I want to congratulate David on getting a condo under contract this last week. He's looking forward to condo living. Shout out to WROK, Riley and Joe, for having me on this last Thursday to plug our October 17th event for the Masked Karaoke Trivia Contest. And last shout out for me this week is Christian Life School's homecoming football game last night. Tough game. They took on West Carroll, had a great first quarter, and then they just kind of got run out. It was like a 52-20, I think was 21 was the final score, something like that, 52 to like 26. So it was a fun homecoming game. It's nice when there's more scoring than less scoring, because earlier this season we had a 0-0 tie at the end of regulation. that was evenly matched, but not all that exciting.
I took the over on that one. I lost my shorts.
It was low scoring. It was actually a pretty good game for those who would just appreciate watching football, but nobody scored. Last night there was a kick return for a touchdown and some decent long passes, and it was just an exciting game. So homecoming for Christian Life Schools. Kudos to putting on a great event last night. So, all right, let's do this for the big number of the week. Our current race to 10 is tied at 2 apiece for Tom and Joanne. And our big number this week is 1.2 billion. 1.2 billion. And the answer is pudding or Pepsi. And I know Tom texted me his answer, but because we had a little hiccup there in the show, I've got to go back and see. There it is. Okay, so I got Tom's answer. Joanne, pudding or Pepsi? Give it to me, please. Go.
Pepsi.
You're going with Pepsi? Well, guess what? Tom went with Pepsi too. So we're not sure why you would want to see satellite imagery of all 59,000 outdoor basketball courts in the United States. But thanks to a website called pudding.cool, you actually can. And it looks something like this. The Pudding, every outdoor basketball court in the United States of America. Help us document the stories behind the 59,507 outdoor courts in America. Let's see if we can find some maybe in Rockford, Illinois. What do you say? Rockford, Illinois. Zoom in on that. There we go. There's Harlem Township. There's Belvedere Township. There's McChesney Park. How cool is this? Yeah, there's a bunch of courts here. Let's see if will zoom in on this one for me. Can anyone tell where that is? I'm not sure where that is. Anyway, I thought that was kind of a cool thing to see. All of the different basketball courts, and you can find them and like them and do all that fun stuff. So there you go. Yeah, you both get a point. It's Pepsi. The Pepsi company, they are acquiring Mexican-inspired food company called Siete Foods, and they're paying $1.2 billion to acquire it. It's the latest in recent deal-making boom in the packaged food industry. High demand for snacks continues, and PepsiCo is moving in that direction. At our last in-crowd 815 networking group, one of the guys that was there is one of the PepsiCo reps was with us, and here it is. PepsiCo. We were talking about the that Pepsi has these days. There's like 56 different varieties of beverages that PepsiCo. That's just PepsiCo. That's not all the other ones. It's just PepsiCo. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was kind of wild that there's that many different varieties of beverages these days. You guys got a favorite prepackaged beverage that you like to get when you hit the convenience store?
Water. I get this at Aldi's. It's seltzer water. It's called Vi, V-I-E. I can't get it to where Vi. Okay. It's like $3 a 12 pack, three and a quarter, something like that. I drink these like they're water. Hey, they are actually.
Have you tried?
I'll go through 6 of them during a football game, but it's carbonated water. So,
have you tried Liquid Death yet?
I have. I can't get past the name. It's just water. It's not even carbonated.
It's not carbonated. Okay, because I can't say that I've tried it yet.
It's just water. It's a can of water.
Okay. I do know that I try to, when I do get water, I try to find spring water, not purified water.
Okay.
What I've read about purified water is, yeah, it'll quench your thirst, but because it's purified, there's no minerals in it. There's nothing really good to it other than it's just going to quench, wet your whistle and quench your thirst a little bit. But because all the minerals are taken out, it will actually take minerals out of you because water naturally seeks minerals to absorb. So if you're the type of person who buys bottled water on the regular, and if you're overindulging in purified water, you are possibly grossly mineral deficient in your body.
Very interesting.
So be careful what water you're drinking, and check that Vican. Make sure it's not just purified water. Make sure it's either spring water or something else other than purified water, because purified, no minerals, and water seeks to absorb minerals wherever it goes.
Well, it says filtered carbonated water.
Okay, so hopefully that filtered process is nothing more than removing impurities and leaving the good minerals in it. So there's my soapbox for the
filtering out the dead flies and stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, I drink tap water.
Where's minerals
you're getting fluoride.
Yeah.
So I get the chlorinated Rockford water.
Yeah, right.
There you go. All right. Any final thoughts before we let you go about the country for the rest of the weekend?
No final thoughts, but are we talking some Packer football afterwards or what?
We're going to talk a little bit of Packer football after we let Joanne go.
All right.
Yeah, I've got to go to church.
Okay.
Really?
All right.
It's only Saturday, right?
A ladies retreat.
Oh, good.
Good for you. That is awesome.
Well, do us this favor, Joanne. Do us this favor. On next week's show, come back with some nuggets of knowledge, okay?
Maybe.
Take some notes. Come back with something that even guys can use to better their lives.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll try.
All right. Appreciate you guys. Remember, you change the world when you help one person. Be a blessing to someone this week. We'll try to do the same. Meet you back here for another In Crowd 815 podcast.
In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, A15.
The Green Bay Packers are 2-2. Tom,
I would not want to be the LA Rams tomorrow because the Packers right now are not happy. First and foremost, the narrative is such that I've heard people say it, and I don't think anybody takes this seriously, but well, Malik Willis is 2-0 and Jordan Love is 0-2. I don't know. No, stop that right now. Stop that. Malik Willis is a good quarterback. There's no question about it. But Jordan Love is the real deal. He's our guy. He's our quarterback of the future. Hands down. Don't even go there. So watching that game thinking, wow, how can we possibly be down 28-0? That's pathetic.
That happened fast.
And then from that point we outscore them 29-3. Had you told me that in the second half, or at least from a minute and a half to the half, and then the second half we would outscore them by 29-3, I would have thought, oh my God, we're going to blow them out 44-24. Like maybe it was 24-10 at the half or something, and then we just absolutely turned it on, and
it was
a weird game.
That comeback was really impressive.
It really was. Jordan Love had 4 touchdowns. Now 3 of the interceptions, one of them was absolutely not his fault. It was a very good, well-thrown ball to Romeo Doubs, but Luke Musgrave gets his big hands up there and tips it, and then Doubs had trying to catch it. And so that was one of the interceptions. It's one thing I wish the NFL would do is if it's a tipped ball interception, or it bounces off his chest or something like that, that doesn't go against the quarterback. It's almost like an error at second base, and then all of a sudden that guy scores because there should have been the third out. Does not hurt the pitcher's ERA. Doesn't go against the pitcher's ERA or run average. So
that's a good point. That's a valid point.
I there's some way they could work that out because it's kind of unfair. Now he has 4 interceptions on the year or something like that, and 8 touchdowns. It's still pretty good, but he had 11 all last year. You better watch it. It's not really that. It's not the worst thing in the world. There are quarterbacks who have thrown for a lot of touchdowns, but a lot of interceptions. Brett Favre is one of them. In fact, I think Brett Favre is the leader all time in interceptions. I want to say he has 320 or something like that.
It's a lot. I don't think Jordan Love has any worry about catching that record. But yeah, I think with the rust knocked off there from his injuries, missing a couple of weeks, and finding his footing, finding his groove, that second half made me think, okay, this might be the kind of loss. This loss to the Vikings might be the kind of loss that actually propels a team to going, okay, next gear. We're shifting this thing into next gear, and we're finding the next level because we are better than that. We should have beat them, and we're going to beat them next time.
That's a really good point. I think it made him angry.
Yeah.
And I think you're like, you know what? No, that's it. No more. The Packers are too well coached. The defense right now, the backside of the defense is looking really good. The one high safety where Xavier McKinney plays just the one high safety and he plays center field. You've got more in the box. That's a great concept. But the defensive line has not been doing its job. And with Devontae Wyatt going out for a few weeks, well, enter Carl Brooks. Dean Lowry's old number, 94. He's good. He's very good. He was only in for 5 or 7 plays, and he was in on 3 tackles. I mean, this guy is really good. So this is a blessing. It's next man up. Same thing with Romeo Doubs. I don't know if we were talking about this. I think it was pregame. We were talking about this. Romeo Doubs not happy right now with the Packers. Little disgruntled. Fine. You want to sit out? Maybe that's what they ought to do is just say, all right, grab some bench, dude. Don't even bother putting your helmet on. You're not playing today. And let Malik Heath get 4 or 5 catches.
It sounds like Doubs isn't gonna suit up, voluntarily himself isn't gonna suit up this Sunday. I don't know and he's not injured. No one's saying anything about injury. It's just not being utilized. I know he has similar skills to Reed, and he's seeing Reed do great things. And I'm wondering if that's kind of what's going on in his head. He's like, I'm as good as Reed. Get me in there.
You have to define similar to me, because I don't think anybody outside of a Jordan Jefferson.
Jordan Jefferson, yeah.
Not Jordan.
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson. Jordan Addison, maybe. Maybe a Tyreek Hill or something like that. Jaden Reed is a very special player. He is a bona fide superstar in this league. And so I'm sorry, Romeo Dobbs, you're going to have to put on your big boy pants, suck it up, and say, okay, I'm part of this team. And if you're not, Matt LaFleur will say, see you later, buddy.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
If there's a hierarchy in Packers receivers, Reed has become wide receiver 1.
He was wide receiver 1 last year. Most people just didn't want to really say it. And then this year he has emerged. And I know from playing fantasy football, he's consistently 16, 18, 20 points. I think he got me 22 points this week. I have him on my team. So whereas Romeo Dobbs is getting like 4 points. Now I get it. I understand why he's upset. He wants to be more incorporated in the offense. Okay, I get it. Well, get open more. Have a better attitude. Maybe your attitude it's a chicken and egg question. Maybe your attitude came first, and then Matt LaFleur said, you know what, we'll just, you're gonna have to prove it to me before anything else. Maybe that's what it is. We don't know, but I don't really care, because we've got a plethora of wide receiver talent, and I'm not worried about it.
It'll be a story. It'll be a story tomorrow as the game begins. How much of a story is yet to be seen, but I'm not afraid of the Rams, especially with their 2 of their stars injured and out. As good as Matt Stafford is, he's not going to be able to carry them to victory over this talented Packers team. I think they double up on them. I think the Packers score twice as many points as the Rams tomorrow.
I totally agree with that. I totally agree.
I don't know what it's going to be, 28-14, something to that effect, but it's going to be a double up, I think.
I don't even see the Rams scoring 14. And last week I said I thought the Packers are going to beat the Vikings 23-16, 24-16, or something like that. Way off on that. Way off. But the Packers did score 29. And had they gotten that, look, there were a couple of things that you could point to. Now, I'm not one of those that's going to say, look, if Braden Arvison just hits one of those field goals, then they win the game. No, not true, because it changes the tenor of the game. It changes. It's the butterfly effect. Maybe if they were ahead, then maybe Minnesota goes for the game-winning field goal. Maybe they win 33-32 or 34-32 or something like that. So you can't make that statement, because you can't prove a negative. You don't know what it might have been or what it could have been. You just can't know that. So, but had he gotten that field goal. Now, here's the other thing, too. If you remember the very first drive for the Packers, they ended up missing a 41-yarder or a 32-yarder. I think it was a 32-yarder. Braden Arvison, his first kick. It went just right. Hit the upright. You're right. You hit the upright. The other one missed by about a foot.
I was going to say, I wanted to make this point. Both missed field goals were barely missed. They were not shanked. They were not bad kicks. One hit the upright. One missed by about a foot and a half or 2 feet. So,
but one was
giving up on Arvison.
No, I'm not either. But one was a 32-yarder and the other was a 41-yarder, I believe. And then you can't do that. You just simply can't do that. That 31-yarder, 32-yarder, whatever it was, that's an extra point, dude. You can't do that. But anyway, I'm not giving up on them either, because there just aren't that many great kickers out there. I really wish they would have kept Greg Joseph. That's the one I wanted. But that 43-yard miss in that final preseason game is what did him in. Yeah. So here's my thought, though. If you remember in that first drive, after the Vikings had just rammed it down our throats and went 70 yards for a touchdown to, it wasn't even Jordan Addison. It wasn't Justin Jefferson. It was like Naylor, something. I don't remember. And it's like, oh my God, what just hit us? It's 3 minutes into the game, and they just scored a 70-yard touchdown drive. So we come back. We're on the 10-yard line, and Jordan Love throws one to Dontavian Wicks, and the ball's right almost where his shins are, just a little below his knees, and he couldn't handle it. Had he got a ball just right here, even here, or here, anywhere close, he catches it in stride, and there's nobody in front of him. That's a touchdown. That is a tying touchdown. Now you don't have the missed field goal. Now you've got the tying touchdown. Now it's a ball game. Now the mindset of the Packers and the mindset of the Minnesota Vikings is, okay, all right, we're in a game. Now you're not blowing us out, and we're not getting blown out. That right there was a key. And you know why it was a short, the ball was low? Because, and Trent Green, who is very good, he was a color commentator, he said it, watch his foot. He's not throwing off his back foot. He's favoring his right knee because of the injury. That's why I said, play Malik Willis one more week. Give Jordan Love one more week. Now, then that means this would have been his first week back. Fine. I would rather his first week back come against an LA Rams defense than a Minnesota Vikings defense. I stand behind what I said. Now, even if the Packers would have won, I still would say he should have waited one more week because of the fact that you went up against one of the best defenses in all of the NFL and you're not 100%. Why? It's not the Super Bowl. It's not a division playoff game. It's not even week 14 where you really, really need this for tiebreaker purposes. This is week 4. And it's against a division rival who is coming after you. And they did. They came after him. And he held his own. I will say, I was more impressed than I thought I would be. He had a great game, a couple of bad interceptions. But again, some of those throws were off.
Yeah.
And that's why Malik Willis would have at least been able to scramble. I think Malik Willis would have gotten only on accident. I think he would have gotten 80 to 100 yards on accident because he would have gotten past that first wave. And he's good enough and slick enough. He would have gotten past a linebacker or two and maybe gotten tackled 30 yards down the field. But anyway, who am I to say? Matt LaFleur is a great coach. The Packers have a great organization. They've got a great football team. They're going to be there. I look for them to rattle off 6 or 8 in a row. I really think they will.
Well, they've got the Rams tomorrow. Then they play the Cardinals, who are resurging. So they're competitive again.
In Lambeau.
We can't discount the Cardinals anymore. So there's that.
I'm not worried about the Cardinals. And then who is it after that? I think it's Houston. No.
Cardinals. Then the Texans come to Green Bay.
Yep.
They're kind of struggling now, kind of looking to refine themselves again. And then the Packers play at Detroit, Jacksonville, and the Jaguars.
Jacksonville. Not a problem there.
Tomorrow's game is the 3 o'clock game. The next 3 games are noon games, and then the Lions and Packers November 3rd. There's a biggie right there.
Yeah, and that is at Detroit, I believe.
That's at Green Bay. This is the game of the week. This is the 3 o'clock game on November 3rd.
Okay.
And then Packers Bears at Chicago November 17th.
Are you guys going to do your thing at KW?
We are. And originally we thought we were going to push off our Bears Packers client appreciation party to January, but because of NFL flex scheduling, we don't know what's going to happen to that game time. So we decided to go ahead and have it November 17th. So we're kind of having to crunch time here to get this all together, but November 17th is our Sold on Tony client appreciation.
And what time is that game?
That is a noon game.
Noon game. All right. I may be there.
Packers at Bears. So, All righty, buddy. Real quick, want to give one more shout out because I told Bruce I would. Our friends over there at the EAA Chapter 22 have their fall fly-in drive-in lunch today. That's from 11 to 3 with the hot dogs and chili and sloppy joes, all there at Cottonwood Airport across the street from Auburn High School. 5105 Auburn Street, the address for Cottonwood Airport. Their annual fly-in drive-in lunch is today from 11 to 3. And then the Northwest Neighbors has their annual steak dinner fundraiser this Tuesday night at the St. Bernadette Church on Bell Avenue in Rockford. And keynote speaker Gary Anderson is going to take a historic look at development of Rockford's West Side. And he is an awesome speaker. If you have never heard him speak before, you want to hear him talk about Rockford architecture and the buildings that are just awesome classic buildings around Rockford. And he wants to see them all saved and repurposed. The ones that aren't currently being used, that still have are structurally intact. He'd love to see them repurposed, and he's a big advocate for that. So, Cars for Casa, Boone County Casa is tomorrow. I'll be out at the RVC Advanced Technology Center in Belvedere from noon to 3 for that. And there's all kinds of stuff going on this weekend and throughout October. So get out and enjoy our wonderful 815 area. Absolutely. Right. All right. I think that wraps things up for you, buddy.
All right. One thing real quick. Tomorrow, what are you doing for the Packer game? I'm not inviting you over. I mean, you're more than welcome to come over, but
I'm doing the Cars for Casa thing, so I'll be there during the Bears game. The Packers game starts at 3, and I've got a couple things I have to do, so I might be listening mostly on the radio for the first half.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm going to basically just sit there for about 9 hours and watch football.
It's going to be a big day of football. Week 5 is always a big deal. Actually, bye weeks start this week, right? So I think Philadelphia.
Bye week started last week.
Was there teams off last week?
There was one team. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Philly last week had a bye.
Okay. So, yeah, the bye weeks have already started.
And I heard the last one is week 14. Are you kidding me? Drives me nuts.
Kurt Bankert make an argument for having 2 bye weeks in the season, and I'm all for it. I think it's a good idea.
They did that one time before. Yeah. And here's what you do. You have 2 bye weeks, but here's how you do it. You have half the NFL on a bye week, and then, well, of course, okay, I see what you mean. For each team has 2.
Each team has 2 byes throughout the season.
All right.
So instead of adding another game, you just add another week and keep it to 17 games in the season. But you know what's going to happen? They're going to add an 18th game. They probably are. They're going to have 2 preseason games. They're going to have 18 games. But this is going to happen within the next 4 or 5 years. I can almost guarantee
Probably
it.
Not even that long, but I agree with you. I agree. But there is a way they can do it. But my thought was this: in week 8, let's go 18 games. Okay, fine. So week 9 is a bye week for everybody. And what you do is you take that time to rest, relax, get back with your family for a little bit, like an all-star break. An all-star break goes for about a week now. Sunday is the last game, and they don't start playing back up till Thursday and sometimes even Friday. So you're getting almost an entire week off right in the middle of baseball season. So if you did this for football, you would have that week off. Now, what you can do is you can replay these games that were some of the highlight games of the regular season, and you're still going to get your advertising revenue. You and I are still going to get our football. Regionally speaking, we would get a Bear game or a Packer game. So we're still going to get to watch the game. Yeah, we've already seen it. We know the outcome. It's not as fun, but it's still fun.
An interesting concept.
Yeah, and then everybody has the exact same bye. You don't have to worry about it. Take a week off. Enjoy. That's what I think we should do. And if you went with the 2 bye weeks, that would be a nightmare to schedule. Unless you scheduled it week 7, everybody's off. Week 12, everybody's off. That's the only way you can do it. You have to have it. Has to be more uniform, because now the Detroit Lions are off today. Okay. So they don't get the luxury of week 13, week 14, resting somebody for a playoff push. Green Bay is a week 10 bye. That's a good week to have a bye. And Bear fans hate this, but that is the week before the Bear game. This is why this thing is so unbalanced and essentially could be called unfair. Because let's say Green Bay's got some nagging injuries, and hey, guess what? So-and-so is now back for this Bear game. You know? And the Bears have a couple of nagging injuries. Well, they've already had their bye week.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the Bears are week 10. Maybe they are. So
I'm not sure.
yeah, anyway. It just I don't know. The way it all works out. It's just crazy.
Well, enjoy the game tomorrow, everybody, and get out and enjoy some of this weather while it's still nice outside. Get some fresh air, and we will meet you back here. Next week's a question mark, Tom. I don't know exactly what's going to happen next week on this very podcast program. My guess right now is that I will possibly be live out at Rivet Stadium for the Knicks home run event.
Okay.
That's what's tentative, but it's not confirmed yet. So we'll see if that happens. If it does, we might have a very interesting show.
That's all right.
The last time we did a remote thing like this, we did it Rock House Kids, and it worked okay, but it was definitely different. So we'll see.
Why don't Joanne and I just plan to come out there, and we could do the whole thing from out there.
It's possible we might all be on our phones. We could do restream on our phones and walk around.
Yeah,
and,
right.
That could be an interesting thing to try. So we'll tune in next week. We'll see what happens.
All right, and Tuesday. We are meeting for this thing, right?
Yep, you and me are getting together Tuesday, so I will see you.
All
there.
right. Should we tell everybody where we're going?
Everybody have a great week. See you next week on the In Crowd 815 podcast. Goodbye.
All right, buddy. Bye-bye.
In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815.